Hello everyone, it's Josh here from Stratton Studios, the creator of the One We Found, Castle Costume and the upcoming Costume Kingdom. Today we're going to take a quick look at some of the latest trailers on the PlayStation 4 YouTube channel, so let's dive right into it. Okay, so we're hopping right into the Ratchet and Clank trailer. Insomniac games are just amazing. I'll just put that out of the gate. Rift Apart looks, like one of their new kind of genre setters. Obviously, historically, it was games like Spyro that set the genre, but now, they're doing it again with Ratchet. And Ratchet has been a historically great game, but it looks like this new game is going to, really take it to the next level. And personally, I loved the last Ratchet and Clank game. I know I've got a lot of people had a lot to say about it, but I thought it was great. I loved the way they utilized all the mechanics in it, and I thought it was a great title. So for me, this is just like taking it to the next level. And if we look at the different kind of elements that they're utilizing here, they have a crazy pooling system going on, and I've always admired that about Ratchet and Clank. If you look at how many dynamic elements there are being instantiated into the scene at once, it's absolutely crazy. Look at all them bolts that are being thrown out of the boxes. Each one of them is a different instance of an object, and they're reusing them over and over again to obviously save on performance. So to have that type of system work as seamlessly as it does and as good as it does is a hard thing to do, and they've mastered it over the years. And moving on now, obviously we can see Ratchet approaching a train car type thing, and a bridge opening. Even the shader on that bridge looks great, doesn't it? I love the way the crowd kind of is very it's very animated. It's got a lot of life to it, and we can see a spaceship coming up here now, and even the animation there on the force field coming down looks great. We can see Ratchet giving a bit of dialogue. And the funny thing is, the kind of cutscenes look as good as the actual gameplay, which is always really cool to do. And to be honest with you, it looks to me like it's very similar to the Ratchet and Clank movie, which was great, So to be able to reach that graphical quality is, awesome. And coming up here, I think we're going to be seeing the new controversial mechanic within the game. Not controversial, but more kind of trailblazing. Yeah, here it is now. This is unreal to be able to do that, and obviously they're taking kind of use of the latest technologies that are available to do this. Now, I've been asked before, and I'll talk while the trailer's still playing. I've been asked before about how could this be done, or how could this be utilized. This has been done for a very long time on PC, so it's not a new kind of thing, that's just they've only done it. Kind of utilize, if we look at games like Portal, they kind of done a similar type mechanic within their titles, and they done it a variety of ways, and there's been hundreds of recreations of this specific mechanic. I think the real thing that's making Ratchet and Clank's new mechanic stand out is the fact that it's going to be on PlayStation 5 and the new technology that's available there. So I think that's the real kind of talking point with this mechanic. It looks amazing, and the gameplay mechanics that they're going to be able to utilize with it is really, really cool. So it's just one of those things. And even here, looking at the little different characters dropping in, I love the way their bodies morph with as they're going to attack. It looks a good bit like vertex deformation. So maybe they're using that technique. They could be doing it a variety of ways, but that's the way I do it. So essentially, what vertex deformation is when essentially, so a 3D model is made up of all these little points called vertexes, and there's thousands of them. And vertex deformation is essentially when you, rather than the traditional kind of animation where you have bones within the character, you actually move these individual points. Now, one of the first games to do that was Crash Bandicoot back in the day, and when Naughty Dog were developing it. That was how they got that kind of really nice kind of Wile E. Coyote animation style. So to this, you know, I would imagine that's the way they're doing it. Maybe they're not, but that's the way I do it. If someone came to me and was like, okay, can you implement this mechanic? Now, moving on here, we're seeing more of the battle system. The battle system in Ratchet has always been great though, hasn't it? Like, you know, it's like, it just gets better and better every time. Like, you know, just the particle systems look greater, the, you know, the kind of fluidity of the system, and the integration into the narrative always gets better. So they're just improving on the formula constantly. And now to have this extra component with kind of, you know, jumping through the rifts, just adds another level to it. It really does. And I love how they're kind of, you know, really showcasing that within the trailer. And overall, like, you know, it's a stunning game. Like, you know, that's something that we also have to take into account. And I love how the world within Ratchet is always very interactable. And what I mean by that is, you know, you can break a lot of the things, you can interact with a lot of the elements. You really feel immersed when you're playing a Ratchet title, and that's something to be, you know, there's something to be said for that. There really is. And as we're moving on here, we're moving on to a crashed like ship. I don't know what the kind of guy's name is, but oh, we're hopping through a rift now. And we can see we're on the rail grinds now. The rail grinding in Ratchet, I love it. Always been a really cool mechanic. And as we can see, we're hopping through, and they're really just kind of flexing here, showing, okay, we can do this now, type of thing. And it really does look great. Now, in scenes like that where, like, you know, there's multiple instances of rifts, do I think that's real time? I wouldn't do it real time. I'd just have some sort of, you know, LOD type system where you're kind of, you know, projecting a plane rather than an actual whole game world. It doesn't really make sense to do it all if they're not all going to be used. So I'm not sure, you know, if they're doing that or not, but that's the way I do that. You generally always want to save as much kind of allocations as you can during playtime. So moving on here, we're on to like a dingy kind of sewer scene, which looks awesome. I love the kind of gloomy vibe of it and the eeriness of it. Oh, and we can see Clank here now. Oh, that looks great. Yeah, I love that. That's a really nice view. Oh, I never seen that other alt Ratchet, or I'm not sure what that is, but it looks pretty cool. Overall, what can I say? An amazing trailer. An amazing trailer with amazing new innovative mechanics that are going to trailblaze, you know, the next 5 to 10 years in development. So, you know, we've got our work cut out for us. You know, this is what the top guys are doing. So, you know, everyone has to, you know, pull their boots up and, you know, up their game to compete with that. And yeah, it's breathtaking. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you found the video enjoyable, and I'll talk to you next time.